Hi there, it's Heather from Sister Stand Strong. Welcome back to the Bootstrap Business Blueprint. So today we're going to be talking about sales. We're going to be talking about going from the sleazy and salesy to service and success. So the bottom line is that old school sales is just icky, isn't it? I mean, it's not nice whatsoever. The bottom line is that sales has got a bad name over the years. You know, if I say the words used car salesperson, double glazing salesman, what kind of words come to your mind when we mention the word sales and those particular professions? Now, you've probably got a few negative ones thrown in there, haven't you? I mean, to be truthful, as I said, historically, sales has got a bad name. But here's the thing. There's a masculine energy and a feminine energy at play. So old school sales is quite masculine in energy and in its approach. It's all about sort of push. It's about convincing and tactics. And, you know, there are elements of the masculine sales model which are quite good. But there's a whole load of it, which is so kind of sleazy and salesy and icky that it's no wonder that so many people have got bad connotations with the word sales. Now, the new feminine energy of sales, it's all about service. It's about coming from a place of love and concern for someone else. Isn't that the way it should be? It's about having their needs higher than the needs for a commission check. Because you know, we've all been in a situation where we've walked into a showroom somewhere and, you know, I spoke about this in the objections section, but we've walked into a sales room somewhere and automatically, you know, they just come out of nowhere, don't they? Well, I'm talking about myself here in terms of, I've just felt totally overwhelmed sometimes by the fact of like so many people just kind of vying for my business, if that makes sense. So it's not very nice. It's got a sort of a bad connotation, that old school sales technique. And it's really sad because sales doesn't have to be icky. It doesn't have to be sleazy. It can, when you come from a place of service, genuine concern for someone else, then people will feel that. They will pick up on that. And there's a completely different vibe at play. So this is about stepping into your feminine sales power. How great is this? So women are born natural communicators. We are naturally communicators. We've always been that way. It goes right back to the hunter-gatherers times. Women, they've done research on the fact that when babies look at a mum's face, the communication between a mother and her child it doesn't need words. You don't need words. It's facial expressions, etc. We are natural born communicators as women, regardless of whether we have children or not. Now, when you think about feminine sales, I want you to think more about communication and advocacy. This is the ability for you to become someone's advocate. Now, what does that mean? Well, this means to stand in your truth, in honesty and integrity. It means that you will have a fact-finding conversation with whoever you're talking to, and you'll get to the truth about what they're looking for and why they need that solution. Knowing what it will cost that person if they don't get a solution is very, very powerful in terms of value as well, because you'll be able to have an honest and open conversation with someone, and you're going to be able to point out to them things that they won't have seen, things in their blind spot that they won't have seen, to be able to provide them with an outcome if they so choose. And that's the big thing. It's all about choice at the end of the day. So now it's time to take some action on this one. So here's your homework. So I'd like you to write down 3 words that you associate with old school selling. So a little bit like I've mentioned before, is if I say the words like double glazing salesperson or used car lot salesperson, what are the words that you come up with immediately in your mind about what are the words associated with that? Now, is there another word apart from advocacy that you can think of that represents the type of person you'd like to be when it comes to sales? So I've chosen the word advocate because I believe that's a really great word that you know, and a meaning that I want to step into as an identity. But is there a word that you could associate with the type of person that you want to be when it comes to sales in terms of helping other people? So it could be advocate, it could be whatever you want it to be. And number 3, what would happen to your customers if they didn't get your help and the solution that your product and service provides them with. So I want you to fast forward 6 months from now, a year from now. If your customers didn't get the solution that you provide, what would happen to them? Would they go to someone else? Would they get poorer results? Would their life get worse? What will happen to them? Knowing these things, the real power to your elbow in terms of advocacy and supporting someone. Because sometimes, as I said, we can't see our blind spots. We don't know how bad it will get. If you have been there and you're looking back on a situation, you understand how serious something can get. So the top tip is reframe the word sales. This is what's really, really helpful, actually. Reframe the word sales. It could be that you came up with a different word in action point 2, and you can use that word to reframe sales. So advocacy, for example, or service. What type of things would this person say or do to help others? So if you stepped into that role of whatever you've reframed that word sales for, if you stepped into that role, what are the type of things that you would say or do differently? How can you start becoming? Yeah, I've spoken about becoming as a being. How can you start becoming this type of salesperson today? So change is coming. Women in sales, service-based selling. This is where it's at. Women are changing the world in terms of sales, in terms of service. So that's your homework for today, and I will speak to you again tomorrow.